Week 11 is right around the corner, and I'm going to show you a few recommendations that I have and build myself a lineup. And in today's video, I'll show you a few recommendations on every different tier. I'm going to show you like 4 players that are in their 30s in their salary cap, 4 players that are in their 20s, and 4 players that are under 20 points cap. So you can get a few ideas on how to build your lineup and how to kind of differentiate yourself. First and foremost, I love to see how much the platform is going. We still have like, I don't know, around 10 hours, give or take, until lockdown. And I already see 6,600 in the limited contender. Hopefully, it's going to go over like 8,000, which will mean we're growing from every single week. I still haven't decided which tournament I'm going to prioritize. Maybe I'm going to do something different this week and prioritize the limited Western Conference because I have a limited Luka, so that could give me some advantage over there. Okay, so without further ado, let me show you my top 4 in every tier. So in the high tier, in the 30s, this is 4 players that I'm really looking at this week: Terry Rozier, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Simons, and Kevin Porter Jr. Now, let's go one by one really quickly. Terry Rozier, I love the upside on him because he's the kind of guy who every now and then he just goes off, right? He's a very unexpected player. He can, at some point, just give you a 40-point game. He can give you steals, 3-pointers, blocks, assists, rebounds. He can do a little bit of everything, but the main reason I like it is because if we look at the lineups, the Hornets are extremely short-handed. LaMelo's out, Dennis Smith Jr., the backup point guard, is out, Gordon Hayward is questionable. And in this lineup right here, Terry Rozier is the only facilitator the Hornets have. And in a matchup against the Wolves in a fast-paced game, I love his upside. So I really love Terry Rozier for this weekend. Now, another player that I really like is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards seems to go off, especially against poor defensive teams. And the Wolves are playing twice this weekend, once against the Warriors and once against the Hornets. And I just think with both games, there's a good upside for Edwards to give you a high score, at least in one of them. Moving on to Anthony Simons. He's one of my favorite players. In full disclosure, I'm going to roster him to my lineups. I roster him almost every single week. His cap is pretty high, 38, but the Blazers are still playing without Lillard. And in my opinion, every single game that you got Anthony Simons without Lillard, his potential is to give you 50 fantasy points every single game as the main guy. So I'm not saying he's necessarily going to do it, but I'm saying he has the ability to do it every game. So I really love Anthony Simons, and I also really like Kevin Porter Jr. I think people are sleeping on the Rockets because they're a really poor team, but they're also playing twice this weekend, and tonight against the Hawks. Tomorrow they're playing against the OKC Thunder, and tomorrow specifically, I just love the matchup between Oklahoma and between the Rockets. I just think it's going to be a really high-scoring game. I'm just gonna love to stack every single player that's playing tomorrow between the Rockets and the OKC, whether it's Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, whether it's Josh Giddey or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and whether it's like lower tier players like Lou Dort or Pokashevsky, or even players like Tari Eason or Eric Gordon. I think every single player in this matchup could be great for tomorrow. Okay, so let's go into the second tier. Which I have Josh Giddey, Jaden McDaniels, Norman Powell, and Mo Bamba. Now, I already explained that I love every single player in the matchup tomorrow between the Rockets and the Thunder. So I also really like Giddey in this game. Rockets has such a poor defensive team. It's just a great upside play for Josh Giddey. I also love Jaden McDaniels. He's the kind of guy that besides scoring like 15, 20 points upside, in every single game, he has the ability to give you defensive points from blocks and steals. So I really like his upside, and playing twice against the Hornets and the Warriors, just a great play, if you ask me. Let's talk about the Clippers for a little bit. So the Clippers are missing their 2 main guys with Kawhi here we go, with Kawhi out and with Paul George out, and even Luke Kennard is out. So you got so many upside plays from Reggie Jackson to Terrence Mann to Amiri Coffey to Norman Powell that's coming off the bench to even John Wall is someone to consider. So in this tier, I think Norman Powell is the best value play just because he's the best scorer, I think he has the highest ceiling, which is why I like him. I'm also looking at Mo Bamba because as of now, it seems like Wendell Carter Jr. is not 100% going to play tonight. And playing against Philly without Embiid, I think the upside on Mo Bamba in this matchup, especially playing twice this weekend against them, is very, very good. So I'm looking at Mo Bamba as well. Now let's go to the lower tier that everyone is under a 20 points cap. As I just showed you and talked about the Clippers, I think Terrence Mann and Amir Coffey are also really valid options. I also really like Colin Sexton. I know the Jazz are playing the Warriors, which somehow every game of the Warriors is a very high scoring game. And Sexton just had a really, really good game. He just had 12 assists in his last game, 15 points, had over 30. And with a cap of 19 and Mike Conley being out, I just think it's one of the biggest value plays for this weekend. And Quentin Grimes with such a low cap at 8 points. And right now, it doesn't seem, we need to stay tuned, but it doesn't seem like Cam Reddish is playing tonight. So I think Quentin Grimes could be also a great, great value play. So that's for today's recommendations in every tier that I'm keeping an eye on. Let me show you what I'm planning to do with my personal lineup. I'm still not sure who I'm going to prioritize, but if I'm going to start with this one, here is what my lineup is going to look like. So I'm going to start with Luka in this Western Limited Conference Championship tournaments, and I'm also going to play Anthony Simons, Jalen Green, because as I mentioned, I love the matchup between OKC and the Rockets tomorrow. I'm going to add Kevin Huerter, and Colin Sexton fits in exactly with my cap. I used every single point I could using this cap. So that's probably what I'm planning for this limited Western Conference tournament for tonight. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you think there's any other player in the tiers that I showed you guys that I should add to this list, or if you noticed anyone. Definitely let me know in the comments. Like this video if you want to help me out with this channel, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And also, if you think I should change my lineup, please let me know. And that's it for today, guys. So I'll see you in the next one.